Blood Bowl. It's in our blood. Just saying his name gets us all fired up. We've been playing since we were kids. Blue sky above you, roar of the crowd in your ears. Ain't nothing better.
And that, guy, sums up Blood Bowl for all of us. It's our hobby, it's our passion, we love it, but now there are changes coming. It's time to find out if those are going to be good, bad, or are they going to make a big difference? Let's dive in and have a look. What's going on, YouTube? I'm Rydog, and I'm a Blood Bowl 2 streamer, so you can catch me live on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday evenings, where we stream mostly Blood Bowl 2 matches, occasionally a bit of Fumble, occasionally some painting. But we're always talking Blood Bowl, we're always talking the hobby, theories, strategies, tips for new players, and just generally having a good old laugh about the game. At the moment, that's all around the new changes, the new 2020 edition, Season 2, as Games Workshop are calling it, that is coming sometime this year, probably around Christmas. We haven't got a date yet, but that's the leading theory. And the big takeaway, or the big thing that they are pushing as a takeaway, is the changes to passing. Now, passing is becoming its own statistic. Most of the players that used to be able to pass, so the Agility 4 players that could do it are 2+, now pretty much can't. But I don't want to talk about passing, I want to talk about a different skill that's been kind of glossed over, but it's a skill I think is going to make the biggest impact on the game. It's going to open up completely new ideas, strategies and ways to play it. I want to talk about the new jump ability, which is across the board available to all players. Now, this hasn't been confirmed by Games Workshop. This has only been through the leaked rulebook, so we're not going to use any of that leaked material. We're only using the material that Games Workshop themselves have released in their own publicity stuff. So, whilst I've read it, I'm not going to be sharing any of it. I just want to talk about the possibilities that this makes available. So, the new jump ability allows any player to jump over. So this is different to leap. This is a separate thing. So you'll be able to jump over a stunned or prone player. Now this is going to involve an agility roll with some negative modifiers depending on how many tackle zones you leap from and how many tackle zones you leap into. So it's only one roll and you'll take the greatest number of negative modifiers either from the starting square or the finishing square. So this is the human chaos match that I played a few weeks ago. And in this situation, I've got my ball carrier here, and he's pinned in here. Now, I know what I do here. I'm just going to click play. I take this lineman, this journeyman, and I stand him in here. And I take my blitzer here, and I come in through and block this guy, this beastman down. And I push him in here. And then I take the blitzer and I shove him up here somewhere. So let's just see that out. Make sure I do what I think I did. I did. I've knocked you down there, put you in there. Just like that. Follow it up, and I'm sure I go over here somewhere. Might be even into that square there. No, I tie up that beastman, which is fine. Right, so what I've done here, and what I then continue to do, is take my catcher and dodge him to here, move to there, and dodge him to here, and run. And he's up here somewhere. Which is fine. But the new version gives me the option to go dodge to there, and then jump over here, and go straight through there, and that saves me having to run all this way around, giving me far more range with this guy to try and keep him out of the range of these Chaos players here. So this is just an interesting, it's the first bit of footage I found where the jump is applicable, but that there opens up a huge new gap that doesn't exist. So more range, basically. When you can do that, you save, so we can go 1, 2, 3, as opposed to doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've saved 2 squares of movement, and potentially several dodges to do that. So where your agility is now given as a figure with a plus, so 2+, 3+, 4+ number, that's going to be your starting point, and if you jump out of one tackle zone into an empty square, then it's going to be -1, so that'll be a 3+ jump for an agility 4 or 2+ player. And so on down the line. And if that happens to be 2 squares, then it's -2 to the roll, and so on and so forth. Now what this means, and this is how it changes the style of play. In your existing defensive lineup, you can rely on a stunned and prone player to block a square, and block the squares behind and in front of it, stopping anyone from passing through that guy without using the leap skill, which is rarely seen. Now this becomes a blanket ability. How often are we going to see players, especially those high agility players, using that as a gap to try and sneak through? I'm curious to see, because I haven't really seen this covered anywhere else, but I think this is perhaps the biggest change. I don't think this will provide much of a gain in terms of gameplay for the low agility teams who aren't going to risk that jump, but for the high agility teams, this could be a bit of a game changer. This could really open up the ability to push through the tough teams that are hard to shift. So your dwarves, your chaos, your Nurgle, the high strength teams that are difficult to block, and with clever placement of their players, provide a tricky dodge path to get through. This now you can change to the ability to now jump over a prone player, makes it harder to defend against someone just coming through your lines. Now I think this will take some testing, and it will take a while for the whole new skill set and rule set to pan out and to tweak and find the various new exploits and ways to take advantage of it. And this one's paying particular attention to because it isn't one of the new headline changes, but it is perhaps one of the biggest changes to the core style of the game. And I've not gone on a bit there, and I've waffled a bit, so it's just a thought there, it's just a video to put out to say this is what we think is going to happen. Drop down your comments in the description below. I'd like to have a good chat about this. By all means, swing by the live chat on Twitch, and we can have a real good chat about it there. Let me know what you think, you can see what I think, talk about any other changes. But until then, guys, if we get any more leaks from GW, I'll be covering those as best I can. But until then, we're all waiting on the new rulebook and potentially Blood Bowl 3 announcement. That would be interesting if it comes. But stay safe, guys, and have some fun.